17 warships, 2 giant aircraft carriers, and 35,000 American soldiers. These are not just statistical figures. They represent the largest military mobilization the waters of the Middle East have witnessed in long decades. The United States is pushing today with all its technological and military weight toward the Strait of Hormuz, aiming to impose absolute air superiority and suffocate any maritime movement that does not align with its strategic will. The sky is crowded with jet fighters, the seas are narrowed by iron fleets, and everyone is waiting in silence. Who will dare to break this prestige? From the midst of this tight siege, and from the heart of the disguised Iranian ships that rely on the revolutionary Catamaran design, came the thunderous response that many did not expect. The Sayyad, the missile that today represents the latest military image of Iran. It is not just a technological addition to the arsenal, it is a declaration of a new technological sovereignty aimed at turning these massive American crowds into exposed targets in a forbidden zone. Today, we dive into the depths of this transformation. How did the Sayyad 3 transform from a mere student of reverse engineering in the 80s into a master of direct confrontation in the open sea in the year 2026? The journey of reaching the latest military image of Iran was not a coincidence or a stroke of luck, but a difficult path of knowledge accumulation. The story began with the Sayyad 1 missile, which was an initial Iranian attempt to modify the ancient Chinese HQ-2 missiles. Then the experience moved to a more complex stage with the Sayyad 2, which represented the first leap by simulating the American missiles that the Navy obtained decades ago, where engineers were able to decode solid fuel and complex radar guidance systems. With the emergence of the Sayyad 3 generation and reaching the 3G naval version, we are talking about a completely different story. Iran has moved from the stage of defending fixed points in land bases to the stage of imposing strategic aerial umbrellas over moving naval fleets. The Sayyad 3G is the technological peak of this path. It combines agility, a range that exceeds 150 kilometers, and a high ability to operate in electronic environments saturated with jamming. It is a story of technical struggle embodied today in a missile that launches vertically to challenge the most formidable Western technology in the world's most sensitive corridors. Let us stop for a moment at the numbers and technical data that worry military planners in the Pentagon. The Sayyad 3G missile rushes into the sky at a speed of up to 5.5 Mach, which is equivalent to approximately 6,700 kilometers per hour. In military doctrine, this speed is enough to kill what is called reaction time. As soon as the hostile radar detects the launch of the missile, the latter has already traveled massive distances, making interception operations or evasive maneuvers carried out by pilots an almost impossible mission, no matter how great their technical skill. But where does the real engineering miracle lie? It is undoubtedly in the VLS, or Hot Vertical Launch System. Thanks to this technology, Iranian warships no longer need to rotate heavy, inclined launch platforms toward the target, and the ship is no longer forced to change its maritime path to engage with hostile aircraft. The missile emerges from its cell vertically like an arrow, then performs the pitch-over maneuver automatically to direct itself toward the target at any angle and with an amazing response speed. This sophisticated system is what actually made the Sayyad 3G the latest military image of Iran, as it placed it within a very narrow and closed club of the few countries that possess long-range naval vertical launch technology. A powerful missile always needs a powerful platform to carry it, and here the Shahid Sayyad Shirazi ship and its class of Soleimani ships emerge as a key player. These ships, which rely on the twin-hull Catamaran design and are made of advanced aluminum alloys, give the missile additional lethality and the ability to survive. They enjoy high stealth capabilities that make them look like small and unclear objects on the American fleet radars, while they are actually mobile arsenals capable of maneuvering at a speed of 32 nautical knots. In this context, the latest military image of Iran emerges through what is known as networked warfare. Iran today does not rely on the individual ship radar only, but uses an intelligent control system that links the ship to the Bavar 373 land radars and to the drones that roam the area. This integration allows the ship to keep its radars turned off to avoid detection by anti-radiation missiles, while receiving the coordinates of American targets through encrypted data links. It is the floating ambush that makes aircraft carriers face an invisible enemy, capable of pouncing on them at any moment and from where they least expect. But will the great American arsenal stand idly by in the face of this escalating challenge? In the halls of the Pentagon, the Sayyad 3G is viewed not just as a passing missile, but as a strategic dilemma that necessitates the mobilization of the entire electronic weaponry. The United States Navy has already begun to enhance the capabilities of the EA-18G Growler, which are aircraft specialized in blinding radars and jamming frequencies, to try to find a technical gap in the active guidance system of this missile. The real conflict taking place behind the scenes is a conflict of algorithms and radar signatures. The United States relies on stealthy fifth-generation aircraft such as the F-35 to reduce the detection distance, while Tehran confirms that the latest military image of Iran is represented in developing naval and land radars capable of detecting these stealth targets from sufficient distances for interception. The American destroyers of the Arleigh Burke class present in the Strait of Hormuz have updated the Aegis defense system software in anticipation of what is called saturation attacks, where American planners fear that swarms of small Iranian ships will launch a barrage of Sayyad missiles at the same time and from multiple directions, which may lead to paralyzing the American defense systems and their inability to pursue. In conclusion, the Sayyad 3G remains more than just an air defense weapon. It is a political and military statement confirming Tehran's determination to change the rules of the game in its waterways. With a range of up to 150 kilometers and hypersonic speed, this system was able to impose an area denial strategy, turning the Strait of Hormuz into a complex space that requires accurate calculations and grave risks from any hostile air force.